Hello there, it's Jennifer McCreath. Monday, April 23rd, 2012. I've lost a bit of weight. My Marathon Maniac shirt actually fits me, almost. Big news happening in the trans world these days, all over the planet, literally, is the debate and discussion between transsexual, transgender, the two words. What do they mean? How are they alike? How do they differ? Do we need two, or can't we all be one? Here's my take on it, folks. Here, I'll give you a straight up definition. Sex is between the legs, gender is between the ears, and then there's everything else. Can we all be the same? Well, we aren't. And quite frankly, no. Sex implies genitals. Transsexual implies change of sex required. Whether you've had the operation or want to have it, or know that you need it but can't have it for medical reasons. Penis to vagina for trans women, vagina to penis for trans men. That's a transsexual. That's the one unique element that anyone else under the trans label does not have. Transgender. Well, what exactly is gender? Masculine versus feminine, boy, girl, man, woman. Are there just two genders, or are there more than one? There's gender benders, there's third genders, there's gender fuck. I'll do a little bit of gender bending, gender fuck, whatever you want to call it. There you go. I'm Jennifer McCreath, we all know that. I'm a female, I've got a vagina. Now I don't have a feminine hairstyle, I have a very masculine hairstyle. I've even got the male pattern baldness there. I've got the masculine voice. Guess what, folks? I'm a transsexual. It doesn't matter how masculine I may look or sound. The fact that I have a vagina gives me what I need to feel comfortable about my sexuality, my body, and it will allow me to confidently engage in sexual activities should I so desire to do so. Gender is not something that I consider. I don't like the term masculine or feminine. I think it's all a bunch of crap. I think it's something that's made up based on characteristics of so-called majorities. Many females act this way, so we're going to label it feminism. Many males act this way, so we're going to call it masculinity. Well, transsexuals thumb our nose at those very norms. Just because I was born with male parts didn't mean I was going to grow up to be masculine or feminine or either. I've worn blue shirts, I've worn pink shirts, I'll wear any shirt that fits at this point. Have I actually changed genders? No, I haven't. I've changed sexes, it's still me. I've changed hormones. That's kind of a secondary sex characteristic, and that's where the transsexual versus transgender concept gets blurred. Here's your typical challenge. You've got a trans person who wants to go all the way. They want to take hormones. Let's use a trans woman for example. You want to stop the production of testosterone, maybe even go so far as to have your testicles removed. You're going to take estrogen so you can grow breasts. Maybe you're going to feminize your face through who knows what, other means. You want to keep your penis. Again, let's take a look at, we keep hearing the term laws, which really mean regulations. We saw it a month ago with Jenna Talakova being accepted into the Miss Universe Canada pageant, not necessarily because she was presenting in a feminine gender, but because she met a legal requirement to be female. She has a vagina, therefore she's got a passport that says female and a birth certificate that says female. Got a cat blocking my light here. Hang on. Right, Dash. See this cat right here? Hi, Dasher. Say hi to the camera. Hi. Oh, he's scratching me. Oops. So the Ontario Human Rights Commission came out with a ruling this week suggesting that it was discriminatory to require sex reassignment surgery, or transsexual surgery, I think is the term they referred to, in order to have identifications changed in terms of sex and gender. They use the term gender. They, and rightly so, talked about the challenges trans people face in attempting to be accepted into society with identification documents that differ from, I guess, presumed gender presentation. I can relate to that pre-op and post-op. I get it. I'm not the most feminine people in the world. I've kept this voice the way it is because it's my voice. If I talk differently, it just wouldn't be me. People have discriminated against me because of, I guess, not necessarily that they cared what genitals I had, not even cared about what my legal documents say, but just the perception that I'm different, I'm deviant, I'm varying, I'm bending, whatever you want to call it. Where do we go from here, I guess? There's a movement out there, mostly among the non-ops, that are trying to eliminate the term transsexual and just have everybody called transgender. I don't like this, and here's why. It's great that everyone can now get their documents changed. This will open doors, hopefully, for more understanding and acceptance. Does this mean they're going to actually get into change rooms pre-op? The dreaded bathroom bill? The horrifying concerns? I don't know. Are so-called women's clubs going to have to change to become female clubs to keep penises out of their establishments? We don't know. If you need sex reassignment surgery, this ruling does not help you at all, really. In fact, the argument could be thrown back at you by the non-ops saying, you don't need to have that surgery, you can change your ID. Well, it's not about ID. It never really was for me. It's about having sexual parts that match my sexual identity, not my gender identity. I don't have a gender, folks. This is kind of a new phenomena for me, but I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm just Jennifer, okay? I'm Jennifer who now has a vagina, and I'm happy with that. And don't call me transgender because that's not what I'm doing. I'm the same person. I have masculine and feminine qualities. I always have had them in the past. I continue to have them now. I am not going to change just to satisfy everyone else out there. I'm not going to stop watching football on Sundays. I'm not going to stop my love of athletics or heavy metal music. I'm probably not going to be seen hanging out with a bunch of superficial women that do whatever it is they like to do when they get together. Gossip, have tea parties, who knows. Does this make sense, people? Great. To the people who don't need the surgery, you're lucky. This surgery cost me a lot of money. And all you folks out there celebrating this human rights, who want to celebrate for the whole community, you're going to have to separate yourselves, because there's a lot of people who still need this surgery, who still have to come up with $18,000 to pay for it. And this human rights ruling means absolutely nothing to help them. In fact, it could hurt them. This is why transsexual and transgender are different. They are similar in many ways. They can work together and live under the same umbrella, but they're going to have to separate and branch out on occasion. Because on one hand, you got a group that insists they need surgery and that it's medically necessary. On the other hand, you've got a group fighting to not have to have surgery and have it recognized as not medically necessary for them. This is a challenge. This is a dilemma. We can fight each other all you want, people. Trying to label me as an elitist is not going to work, because I'm not that at all. Just recognize that there are two uniquely distinct issues here. And the sooner we can recognize that they are different, the sooner we can get back to the table, tackle common work together, resolve common interests, and at the same time find ways to coexist as we push for both medical necessary surgery for those who need it and lack of surgery for those who don't need it. And in the end, we'll find a way to hopefully be accepted as human beings and gain access to all the equal rights and access that everyone else has. If you're concerned about these issues, let's talk. not hard to get a hold of, info@jennifermccreath.com, or you can contact me right through this blog here, this YouTube site. Anyway, there we are, Jennifer McCreath. Yeah, I gave myself a haircut there. This thing here, I mean, they're expensive. This isn't even real hair, by the way. It's a synthetic type of plasticky wig. I could put it on my head, but it feels awful. It's itchy. It definitely makes my appearance different than it does right now. I think it makes me a lot more, what's the word, accepted. I blend in more. I can walk up and down the street now, and I'm passable as a woman. In some ways because I've grown these breasts right here from progesterone, and I don't have that big bulge downstairs because I've had the surgery, but yeah, passings from the neck up. And but when you go home and you climb into bed either with yourself or with someone else, that's really where they call it gender incongruence or gender dysphoria. It's really sex dysphoria. It has nothing to do with gender. When you're at home lying in bed naked, it has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with sex. And if you don't have the right parts, then you're going to have a serious problem. It's going to lead to the same as they talk about. Depression. It could lead to suicidal thoughts. Engaging in sexual activities is something I think we all want as humans, whether it's with same sex, different sex, one person, two people, 10 people. Maybe it's just with yourself, who knows. But yeah, to me that's a big part of this. And a document isn't going to solve that. A passport might look nice. It might help you get on an airplane, but it's not going to help you in that area. But yeah, that's my chat, my rant, my discussion, my ramble, my lecture. I hope it made sense. I hope this engages your interest in the subject. Let's talk more. Let's put together teams, focus groups, so we can sit down and instead of just arguing back and forth, we can actually put plans in place to find a way to make this work so that everyone will get accepted. Governments will accept us all for who we are as humans. They will make sure that the medical care that is needed by some of us is accessible. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.